Okay, so I already know that this is not the right background, but I just want to ask you to do me a favor. Mind your business. So, I'm AJ Bayman, and this is my church kid story. Even looking back on this now, I really wish that I had just kept my mouth shut. This is what happens when you feel embarrassed, and instead of just being humble, you do something that gets you in even more trouble. So, my mother, she put us in the choirs as kids, like Sunshine Band, like Young Adult Choir, we got into those early. Namely me, because I was the oldest. So I was in every choir early. I really just, I love singing, and because of my superb singing skills, my vocal abilities, I was able to hang in there with the adults. I could hold the tune, as they say. And so, we're in rehearsal. The thing about it was, so my older, the bigger kids, my older, they actually were old enough to be in the choir at the time. And I'm just there singing the parts. It's crazy because even when they didn't know the parts, I knew the parts. That's cause that's just the family that I came from. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with the the older kids, and I'm there. I'm rehearsing, but I'm a little kid, so I'm just doing stupid little kid stuff. I might have been 10 or 11. I want to say 11. I was about 11. And so when I'm talking to guys during rehearsal, my mom she was the choir director at the time, and so she came over, she was teaching the other parts, and then it was time for the tenor. So I'm still talking, I'm playing around and stuff, and she told me to shut up. Jesus, why didn't I just shut up? I could have shut up, but of course I didn't just shut up. So she goes away. I'm doing my thing. You know what I mean? Just yeah. And and so I put her in a position where she couldn't do anything else but threaten me. And then the next step would have been to escalate to DEFCON 5. To beat down. So I'm just steady talking, and so she came back over to the tenor section and told me to shut up again. I said, I'm not even doing nothing, with an attitude. And she said, I'll just come over there and slap you. I should have just taken the L. But I couldn't. Me and my smart-alecky smartness just had to say something back. So when she said, I'll just come over there and slap you, I immediately just come back with the first thing that comes to my mind. And I'm I said, well, she said, I'll just come over there and slap you. And I said, and I'll just put you in an old folks home. Yeah. I don't know if you all have a black mom, but I didn't realize I didn't realize the gravity of the situation. I didn't realize how much trouble I was actually in. I knew that I shouldn't have said it, but she was so angry that she didn't even take me out of the sanctuary to beat me. And then, of course, we rode to choir rehearsal together. She didn't say anything to me. Except for that her feelings were hurt. And I was like, oh my God, oh no. No real words. I just, so my dad was home. And I still didn't realize how much trouble I was going to be in. But when we got home, because she was just so angry and disappointed, like that she couldn't even bring herself to beat me right there. Usually that's a slap right in front of people, or like you get beaten on the spot. She was so mad she couldn't even do that. Waited till we got home, told my dad about it. Sweet Jesus. To this day, like, I will never not remember this beating, yo. Like, I will never not remember this. Like, it was one thing. My dad didn't. There was a couple of things that he just didn't. He wouldn't stand for. Now, you weren't gonna backtalk him, which we never did. We never did. I don't know what would have happened, but I'm still alive to be able to tell you that I never did. So there you go. And then, like, you know, but certainly we did not disrespect my mother in any way, shape, or form. And I was reminded that day to never do that again, bro. I feel like it was, I still feel trauma from this day, from that day to this one. It was, you ever get beat and then like go in the bathroom and check the mirror, like to see if you still have a butt, or like, you know what I'm saying, like, or how bad you got beat, like, oh my God. And needless to say, I never did that again. I couldn't even tell you why. It was just like the first, you know, this was a lesson in why it's important to just shut up. And I couldn't do that day. And I paid the ultimate price. I'm sure that you all see the complexion of my face. My rear end was a darker blue than my sweatshirt. That's what I'll say. It was awful. It was terrible. I'm glad. It was such an epic beating, yo, that I'm glad. Like, yo, even like to this day sometimes, like, you know, when my dad, like, if he yawns too quickly around me, like if he, you know, just because he has to raise his hand, or like, you know, he doesn't have like hair anymore, but like if he even just does this, like I kind of, you know, I flip just to make sure, because I gotta keep my head on a swivel. I never know when they're gonna, you know, come with those memories, and they might have PTSD and just, you know, or just go back and reach back to one of those times. I gotta do that, because it was that much of a beatdown. So I already knew. So I can't say that I learned to not disrespect them. I learned to shut my mouth. That's what I learned to do. I learned to shut up and just take the L, regardless of whether or not my friends were there. And so that's it. That's my church kid story.